Today, July 11th, 2023, would like to dedicate today's show tribute to the legendary icon John Holt in memory of his dear son, John K. Holt Jr. Sunrise, March 6, 1976. Sunset, January 31st, 2022. Sadly missed by all of his family. May his soul finds eternal peace.
There's a strong, strong spirit in this place, and I know it is the presence of the Lord. There are sad expressions on each face, and I know it is the presence of the Lord. Oh, sweet heavenly Spirit, sweet heavenly dove, stay right here with us, fill us with your love, and for each blessing we will hold our hearts in prayer. Without a doubt we know that is being revived when we all leave this place.
We are at the Dovecot Memorial Park in St. Catherine. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to pay our respect and honor and love to a great, great, great Jamaican that passed. We're talking about none other than John Holt, one of the ambassadors of reggae music. I'm here with another icon, ladies and gentlemen, my friend Roland Burrell. And Roland is here today to pay his respect to John Holt. Roland?
Yeah, well, I come to pay my respect to the great icon, John Holt. Yeah.
Gentlemen, today's a bittersweet moment for me when I can come here at the Dovecot Memorial Park along with a living legend paying respect to those legends that are now ancestors. John Holt, may you sleep on, my brother. You have done great. October 2014, you was taken from us. We love you, we honor you, and will always cherish you in the memories of our heart. Long live the spirit and the greatness of the legendary John Holt.
Barry Sacidis. Sorry to hear that. So I'm going to sing this, but before I sing this, I want to say, have a good trip, have a good sleep, and yeah, you live again. Yeah, bless his soul. Hear, oh Lord, sound of my voice. Hear, oh Lord, and have mercy. My soul is longing for the glory of you. Hear, oh Lord, and answer me.
A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we celebrate the 76th birthday of a true Jamaican reggae legend and icon. We're talking about John Holt. John Holt was born on the 11th of July, 1947. Today, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate his 76 years, today we're honored to showcase to the world one of his 11 children, his daughter, Natalie Holt Conde, also known as Natty Queen. She was born in Kingston, Jamaica, raised in the States, reside in Florida, enjoys the seaside. She's one of 11 years to John Holt OD estate. She has 3 adult daughters, 25, 21, and 18, and 1 granddaughter. She graduated high school and completed higher education with a bachelor's in behavioral science. She's a practical nurse, veteran of over 20 years, chiefly in pediatrics. She has cared for disabled children on a range of disease levels and has had the true honor and pleasure of loving a child that is not her own in a long-term care setting. Her career as a pediatric nurse taught her that love has no bloodline, and compassion and gratitude for life and family is priceless. However, her passion to help others had been born into her by her parents, Sir John and Valerie Holt. It has been said by many people that John Holt has given a help to every man, Natty Queen. Her love for reggae music and enthusiasm to recreate a present of John Holt OD's image grew stronger after the untimely passing of her father. She spent plenty of time on the road with Mr. Holt and can profess to the love and adoration that the people have for him and the humble reflection of love that he reciprocated back to the people. I remember one of the last concerts my dad had in Florida. There was a young man just beginning college and majoring in music. He performed that night and played the clarinet. Dad encouraged him to continue with the instrument and congratulated him on his talent because he loved all instruments. He was there with his father. They were so happy to meet and greet with Dad, and he snapped pics with them and enjoyed it all, said Natty Queen. In the aftermath of John Holt's OD's passing, she began to promote and plan events. She has put on a series of events locally in Florida to promote the essence of John Holt OD, including Light a Candle for Your Loved One Night and Voltage Night. Dubbed as a party with a purpose, Light a Candle is for everyone worldwide to light a candle for someone they miss that has transitioned. Voltage Night is a night designated to up and coming artists alongside celebrity artists. The first Voltage Night was in 2015. A rebirth is coming soon. It is the fact that my father began his career from winning a talent show that prompted me to push forward for someone else to begin a career in music, yet perhaps off Voltage Night. She said, Natty Queen is on a mission to bring representation of John Holt's Order of Distinction and other late great artists of his era into the light of the music world. One love. Ladies and gentlemen, there you had just a sneak preview of John Holt's third child. Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my honor to bring to you the third child of Sir John Holt OD, Natty Queen. Here she is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Big Stone Television. Today is a beautiful day for us. Today is a day that we will always remember for the rest of our lives. I'm going to bring in my co host all the way from the UK. He goes by the name of 10 Star, the General. But I just want the world to know he's Big Stone 10 Star. So without further ado, here is my co-host, 10 Star. 10 Star, how are you, my brother?
So let me just start off by saying Big Stone is my unlimited star general.
I can never win when I'm in your space, but you give me props, I give you props, and it goes back and forth.
Definitely, like it should be.
How do you feel today, man? We're gonna have the Queen in the building.
Well, I tell you what, for me today, if I'm perfectly honest, it's a bittersweet day for me, And I say bittersweet because, today we are joyfully celebrating the life of an icon, John Holt'S. And it's Earth Strong today, right?
Yes.
Today, so we're celebrating his heavenly birthday. But today is a day also where we've also lost the legend, Nereus Joseph. He's a legend and an icon, especially here in the UK and the world over. He's done so much tremendous works. He's somebody whom I've worked with personally, and today he lost his fight for life. So today, I'm in kind of like a teary mode today. When you know somebody personally,
Yeah,
you're
man,
kind
it
of
touches
different.
home.
Yeah.
It's home. Well, guess what? With this beauty that we're about to present on the screen, and you as a 10-star general and me as Big Stone, she's going to bring some laughter. I see you start smiling already. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Big Stone Television, SPRB Radio Podcast.
Yeah.
The one and only Natty Queen. Yes, she is.
Thank you,
You
Big
need some
Stone.
sound effects, man.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much, Big Stone. 10-star general. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the club.
All right.
First, I must convey my condolences to you because your father is resting in the higher Zion. But also, we must say happy birthday
Happy
to
heavenly
a
year.
legend and an icon.
Absolutely. Dads, blessings above dads. Happy heavenly. Absolutely. It's an honor to be here to celebrate my dad's 78th birthday. He was born in 1945. It's on his certificate. And I do note that it's about on the internet and so forth that he was born in 47 and 46. But to set the record straight, it's 1945 and he's 78 this year.
Wow. What do you say? What do you say, 10-star? Because everywhere we go, trying to get information on the icon, it says 1947.
Yes, it does.
We're hearing it from his daughter's mouth that he was born in 1945. That sets the record straight there.
Yes.
Now the good thing about the good thing about WikiLeaks or Wiki whatever it is,
Wikipedia,
right? Wikipedia, sorry, is that you can go in and change whatever seems to be wrong. So, today I'm going to delve into Wikipedia and set the record straight.
All right, thank you.
Anywhere we see 1947 or whatever, you get delete.
Thank you.
and also, while we're at it, the date that he passed away is also two different dates. We have one date which is the 19th, and the other date which is the 20th. But his daughter is saying, what are you saying, Natty Queen?
Well, here's the thing about that. I can delve into it a little bit because what happened is when we were notified that it was coming really close, my youngest sister flew to England in the UK, and she was there by his side through those past few days. So when we received the call from my family, it was on the 20th US time, and the 19th UK time. So we are adjusting it to the 20th. So we celebrate October 20th as his death date. So it was a time zone thing. So the UK says the 19th, and we here on the East Coast, we celebrate the 20th.
Right. Kind of double barrel, isn't it?
Yes, it's something. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And to further on that, what also happened is while my sister was in London, my mother was in Jamaica awaiting him, in a sense. So all of those time zone differences, I mean, we just delve definitely and just assume that it's October the 20th, 2014, and that's the day.
Right.
Okay. Well, I must say that it is our honor to have you here today.
Thank you.
How have you been coping? It has been quite a few years now since your father has left us. How has the family been coping with this?
Well, the family coping, I don't think is a great word. That's like, because our father was, as the public calls him an icon, we call him our everything. And we really looked up to him in a sense because he always pushed us for greatness. So we always wanted to be great. So when it was like when we knew that Dad had transitioned, it was a great silence to all of us for a while. And the way how we pulled through was basically focusing in on family, our family. We focused in on career. We focused in on, of course, our love that we have for each other. And those kind of things helped us through. But I think above those things was support. The support that came, that flooded, it was just amazing. I received the support from, I have to say, perfect strangers. I mean, they overwhelmed me with love, and it was love that I wasn't even ready to accept. But the push from the public and the push from people around me, it just kept me going. And even if it was a front for a little while, and honestly, it was because we heard it for many years. And that's really why it's taken so long for one of us to step forward and speak more about how we are coping, because we are still coping. We are still dealing with the devastation that our father, who is our dad, has transitioned, and we are still looking around saying, so it really go on like that, But I mean, we've come together now and we're ready. Some of my siblings sing. Some of my siblings actually play instruments, the keyboard. I have nieces that sing. So the livelihood has continued through my dad's music, but more within the family. So it hasn't been quite public. So, but we plan to make it more public now to share our gratitude back to Jamaica and worldwide. Yes.
I see you have a striking resemblance to your dad,
Oh, thank you.
I must say that. What do you say, 10 star? This is our show, Fit in
Oh,
at any time.
most definitely. You can see, everything that John Holt, the aura, everything about him, it shines on, Natty Queen right now. You know what I mean? And you can pretty much see that, And I'm not just saying that because it sounds good or it makes for a good show. I'm saying it because it's what you transmit over the airways that we're receiving back. And I am here to let you know what I am picking up from you, you know.
Thank you. Wow.
You are
Thank
definitely your daughter's child, that's for sure.
you.
I must admit, right? Like I know a lot of people must be saying everybody is dressed in white.
Yes.
And it is not planned. I don't want you to think that I call up Natty Queen or call up King Star to say, hey, let's wear white. No.
Not at
When
all.
I got on the set this morning and I saw everybody in white, I said, oh my God.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. It was amazing. Yes. It was a
It
plan.
is.
It was like a vibe.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
So as we speak, I would like to say something about my dad, because growing up, as you mentioned, his resemblance or my resemblance to him, growing up, my dad always said, you know, and he hasn't, he calls me by my middle name, Amy. And he'll say, Amy,
Okay.
he say, Amy, you should natty up your hair. Amy, you should natty it. And I say, Daddy, I would never do that. I don't like it. I don't like it. And then, you know, so as you see, I have locks now.
Right.
And it's a pure tribute to my father.
Right.
In 2014, I had a conversation with one of my brothers, and you know, it was really dread that time. And I said to him out of the blue, I said, you know what? I'm gonna natty up my hair. I'm gonna get the beeswax and I'm just gonna do it. And literally, that's what I did. I just got my hair and globbed it and just started to part it and separate it. And it's been since then. So this is definitely my hairstyle as a tribute to my father, John Holt.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. And you know, I know Big Stone is saying that me and him's gonna host this show today, but I'm picking up from his lead, right?
No. But, you know,
Okay.
you're my teacher. And no, ladies and gentlemen, this is, and I'm glad we are on this platform together.
Right.
Red Star is a brother that I hold in the highest esteem. And is a brother that, you know, you see the way we click, we just work. You know, he can call me up at any time, a night or day. Sometimes I do call him up a little past his bedtime. And he just fall into place and everything work like clockwork. So today is one of those days. I ain't leading nothing.
Yeah.
We are leading together.
Some of the things that Big Stone get away with, nobody else can get away with it. I tell you that much. But it really is a blessed brother, and anytime he calls on me, man, the answer will always have to be yes, you know, to somebody like Big Stone of his esteem, you know.
Well, when I thought about interviewing Natty Queen, right, and I said, wow, this is a golden opportunity because she has never before hit the public airway. And we have to thank Natty Cotterell for hooking us up in this manner.
Yes, big up Nikki Cottrell. Yes.
And I said to myself, I got a little nervous this time. No, I've interviewed Sean Paul, I've interviewed Ken Booth, I've interviewed some of the biggest names, But guess what? My time to interview Natty Queen, I start getting the chills. So I said, you know what? I better call my friend for some support. So I got on the phone and said,
Then start coming.
Help me out, brother.
She embodies the spirit of John Holt. That's easy to see, you know. And, you know, me, for instance, I have the highest respect for that man. You know, I was born in the UK, and we UKians, if I can say it that way, I know that word don't exist, but I'm making it up. We people from the UK, right?
Yes.
We were listening to the likes of Millie Smalls. We were listening to Desmond Dekker. We were listening to people like John Holt'S, Owen Gray, people like that who really paved the way for UK reggae music. even way before, Bob Marley became the phenomenon that he is. But then John Holt, who had a glittering career from early,
Right.
who did some tremendous works with the Paragons. Oh my God, have mercy! We're talking about the 1,000 volts of Holt'S.
Yes.
Those songs were forever played in our family household. you know.
Yes. Yes.
You name the songs, my father was singing it. Sunday was dedicated to two people in my household. One was Jim Reeves, the other was John Holtz.
John Holt's. Yes.
And we forever heard John Holmes, baby. You know what I mean? We had to forever listen. I said, Dad, can't we hear some Big U? They go,
Something else.
so, it is amazing that I had a lady that I had known for years. She's in her 80s.
Wow.
And she called me the other day and she, all those old classics that you would get from a John Holt catalog, she wanted me to do a little mixtape of all that John Holt. And I'm thinking,
Okay.
wow, she still remembers John
Oh,
Holt.
yes. Oh, yes.
I'm pretty sure you must get, people telling you that the early, especially during the late 60s, 70s, the role that your father played in the music scene.
Oh, yes, yes. I have, and I've heard it so many times that, Dad's music is baby making music even.
Oh my
like,
God. You said it, I didn't.
I know that it's coming. I mean, what can I say? His music to me is, it's really beautiful. The voice is hard to copy, and that's what makes it so special. Some of his songs, in my opinion, like the one that he sings, Since I Met You, Baby, I believe that that's even a wedding song,
Yeah.
There's this very soft music. It's like, it's very pretty. Yeah, I love his music and I hear it a lot. And it's such an appreciation and so much love. And I love it all. And I love my support system that I have. And it's really great. And so the music, and whenever I hang out, sometimes that music is played by my DJs, and that's even the cream of the crop, because to walk into somewhere and not even expecting it, or they're not even knowing, oh, that's one of John Holt's children there, or his daughter is there, and just the music is playing, guess what happens? Lighter goes up and vibe starts. You understand?
For real.
And I always feel the vibe, so it's reciprocated back to the public. When they say they love it, I say I love it too.
Right.
Let me now say, what was it like when you found out that your dad was famous? Here you are, this young little girl, having this famous dad that, makes so much people all across the world. Did you have that sense of pride and dignity to know that my dad is such a huge man? How did you feel growing up?
Yes, I did feel very proud. I was very, very proud. And again, it was very more so internal. We wanted to make Dad know that we're proud of him. So what we did as younger children was practice his songs. And when he was out of town, he would come back home and we would perform them for him. You understand? That's what we did. And so growing up, that's how we started to understand it more. And then when we went to Jamaica with him, he would take us to the studio. That's when I think it really hit me, because now I'm seeing people coming up to him now and, and saying, John, 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 John. And, saying, call me. And that's when it hit me really. I said, oh, okay, Daddy. So this is really it, So yeah, when we was much younger and we visited with him in the island. Yeah.
Wow.
It was phenomenal. Yes.
Well, guess what? As a young man, I always, Ken Star, this is the first you're going to be hearing this.
I always wanted to be a singer.
All
Oh,
right.
And
really?
honest,
Okay.
yeah, but I can't sing, so I talk now, and that is
Right.
why I practice my orator to get my
Right.
talking across. And John Holt was one of my all-time favorite.
Mm.
There's so many songs, and I have to bring this up. Linda Smith Isaac.
Ah,
She's now
absolutely.
deceased. I am not even sure she's buried yet, but she did a remarkable thing when she had your dad
Absolutely.
perform with the UK Philharmonic. Now, I've
Right.
never seen that before in a reggae artist, and the way your dad, he was a perfectionist. What was it like in London, say 10 Star, when we have the likes of John Old performing with violins and trumpets are playing, and what was it
Yeah.
like when that came out?
I'm trying to remember as far back as I'm pretty sure it was 2001. Was it 2001?
2001, I think it was, yeah.
If
Yeah.
it, yeah, 2001 was a pivotal time where, for the first time, we're hearing a legend and an orchestra, because you normally associate orchestra music with the rich and the
Classical, yeah,
famous,
yeah.
people, their head up in the air and their eyes are closed and they're listening to the decibels of angelic music, right? And little did we know that reggae music could go that far. And the man they chose to pull it off was none other than John Holt's.
Sir John Old.
Sir John Holt, I beg your pardon, you know. And he did it so beautifully because his voice was somehow, for me as a kid, I'm talking as from a young kid's perspective, because I remember what I was thinking. Here is a man who's able to eloquently sing, and he was a man that reached out to so many, like the rich, the famous, the
Right.
youths, the whoever and the whoever, right?
Right.
And we're hearing a man who's able to eloquently and beautifully sing this kind of music. And he's like, in my mind, I'm associating with people like those who sing orchestra music. So for me, in my mind, it's almost like it was an association, like a love affair that was waiting to happen for years.
Yes.
And lo and
Yes.
behold, 2001 comes and boom, it happens.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was great because
Yes.
he set the benchmark for that,
Yes.
you know. And I don't think anybody can do it as good as John Holt.
Have
Wow.
anybody
I'm not
else
saying,
tried?
I'm not saying they haven't tried. I'm just saying that's just my piece.
Oh wow. Well, in 2001, when that was happening, I mean, the house was buzzing and the phone was just ringing off the hook. I almost made that trip, I have to say, I almost
Oh,
did.
really?
But my brother made it. My brother was backstage with dad, and he
Right.
he was like really blown away. He saw the whole thing live and he was totally blown away. I remember him coming home and telling us that it was violins and trumpets and all kinds of big huge basses. And I mean, that was just a really a phenomenal time for my father. He enjoyed that moment a lot. And I mean, right now to this day, I do see the appreciation for them wanting to host him behind such an orchestra, because
Right.
his music is amazing. And
Right.
I'm not saying it because I'm his daughter. I'm saying it because when I listen to it, even music that I haven't heard before, I'll
Right.
stop and say, wow, that those words are harmonic. I mean, his
Yeah.
voice is angelic, in my opinion. So I can definitely see the reason why Miss Linda Isaacs saw the value and the gem and the greatness that my father had, and decided to push for him to be into that as a treat. It was wonderful. It was great.
Well,
So let me just ask very quickly, because
go
I'm
ahead.
still scratching my head in this one. Whose idea was it to get John Holt to sing with an orchestra? Whose bright idea was it?
I couldn't tell you for sure, but I'm hearing Linda Isaacs.
I'm thinking Linda as well, because she, even though she wasn't Jamaican, right? But she
Right.
was so much, her first husband was Jamaican, and she
Mhm.
was so much into the culture. A matter of
Right.
fact, today, Ken Boot did a tribute to her, and
Okay.
he
Wow,
said
great.
that Linda could cook ackee and saltfish, fried dumpling. She
Yeah.
was so much, even though she was Caucasian, but she was so
Mhm.
much into the culture. So I figure I have to give that credit to her by
Right.
her listening to all these different types of
Right.
voice that comes
Right.
out. She said, "This is the one." And
Yeah.
let me tell you, John Old, let me tell you something. I wish I could sing even just a little toops like
Yeah.
John. John is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Thank
I'm
you.
telling you,
Thank
Right.
that
you.
is just remarkable. And today on his birthday, his 78th birthday, we're
Yeah.
so blessed to have you in our present and to share this, this moment in time
Thank you.
with you. How was your mom? What's your mom's name again? Is it Valerie?
Yes. Hi, Mom. Smile, Mom.
I just want to say to Valerie, how are you? We're here with your beautiful daughter, and she's doing such a remarkable job. A matter of
Mhm.
fact, she need
Hi,
to go
Mom.
into she need to go into fully into show business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit now about that sign that you have behind you, because I notice it says voltage, and one of your
Voltage.
dad's album is 1,000 volt of Holt'S. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that name voltage and what you play, what you're doing with it.
Okay. Well, in my bio, I had mentioned a bit about some of the events that I planned, and Voltage Night is one of them. I did it in 2016. I had a list of in local artists that came on, and these were people who had talent and wanted to just be showcased, and I wanted to showcase them. So I put that part of it together, and I invited also my brother, who was at the time doing some DJing, and he has a song dedicated to my father as well. He performed that night. I had Laverne Morgan. That's one of my good friends, cousin Derek Morgan's daughter. She performed
Mhm.
that night with her group as, like, celebrity artists and stuff. And then one of my support groups, which is of Shack Promotions, Poppy V, he also performed that night on there. So this is just a showcase that I put together in memory of my father. As I mentioned, he won a contest, a talent show, which my mom refers that he was even booed a few times.
You're kidding me, the great John Old being booed? Who are those
Imagine.
people? The
Those
Natalie,
people know who they are that booed him too.
who are those people can star?
Oh
They know
Lord.
What
who
are
they
they
are.
saying? What are they saying now?
Right,
You know?
Exactly.
right. So the idea of Voltage Night came together, of course, dubbed by one of his albums, 2000
Mhm.
volt, 1000 volts of Holt. And
Right.
then so that's just where it is. I didn't do it again since that year because I wanted it to be greater, bigger, stronger.
Mm.
So this year I plan to bring it to Jamaica. So
Right.
Jamaica,
Oh wow.
I will be there in October with Voltage Night.
The
You
Ken Star,
understand?
guess what? Ken Star, we have to support her on this one.
Yes,
And
yes.
Ken
Definitely.
Star, we're putting it to him now, Natty. Ken Star have to come to Jamaica
That's
Oh,
right.
and be a
what?
part.
My
I'm
yes.
telling you, oh what?
When is this
And
I'm,
gonna
and
be, by
make
the
sure
way?
you have your cameras there because I'm going to have local talent, including the real shot clock strain and Teller Dawkins, who's my whisper. Those people are going to be showcasing on the Voltage Night in
Right.
October this year. So I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm going to have other supporters there as well. So I'm coming
Mhm.
on island pretty soon to try to get those things together and secure a venue. So
Really.
I'm working and I'm expecting a great outcome.
I
It's
tell
gonna
you
be great.
what, you've just got me scratching my head again. You know, it's like,
Awesome,
okay,
awesome.
October, Jamaica. I tell you what, I've been running from Jamaica for a little while now. You know what I mean?
Why?
But I
Why?
think
Why?
I don't want to
Ah.
stay on camera, but you know what I mean. With man like Big Storm, we must can't see if not true.
Yeah, but you're
Yes, you're
safe,
going to
man.
be well safe.
And
Yeah,
then we
yeah.
have the queen in our present day, no
Uh,
guy test.
And I
you
tell
got
you
it. You
what,
got
I got a
it.
beautiful Canon camera which I bought, you know, when I retired, you know, and I am ready to do some shooting on that day.
Ah, I
Ah,
am so happy to hear that.
You know what I mean? So
It's
yeah,
gonna be
I'm
so
seriously
fun.
going to look into that.
Yes.
Um, one question I want to ask you is okay. Put it this way. For years now, I've been speaking to many of the icons in the industry, right? And not every one of them had the business side sorted out. How much of the business side of things did your father sort out and does he own? And is that a problem today for you?
Um, the business side is now under full control. Let's say it like that. I have I love to give little names and nicknames. This what our lady, she is a beacon of light. She came into our house and she just cleared so much confusion for us. Our attorney that worked with us, Miss
Yeah.
Gloria Blenham, she was awesome and she helped us and she has assisted us with all of our business side of the business, I
Awesome.
suppose. So right
Awesome.
now, that's another great thing. We're on and coming. We have a foundation that we're putting together. We definitely plan to give back to Jamaica and worldwide because our family is on the east coast of the United States, but we have a north side and there's
Okay.
a south side. So our
Okay.
family in the south, we're going to control down here and try to do some events this way, and then our family in
Brilliant.
the north, we're going to definitely extend and do stuff that way as well. Because I mean, Dad's music and his fans are extended worldwide, really. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't be fair just to keep it in Miami.
Right.
Jamaica,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Even
So
though
the
we want
business,
it all,
okay,
we want it all in Jamaica, but it wouldn't be fair now.
no, it wouldn't be
Nah.
fair.
Well. At the same time, the way the way I'm looking at it is like I feel like Jamaica is kind of losing a grip, and they're struggling hard to get it all together again. I think shows being being programmed in Jamaica is actually a good thing. Let tourists come over to Jamaica and come see the big shows. Them, you know what I mean? Just
All
Yes,
so
right,
that they can get back their footing. That's
exactly.
right.
where my mindset is right now. But then again, because you are globally renowned, you know how to share him with the world, right?
Most
Exactly.
definitely.
So
But
I
I
I'm
was,
mean,
pretty sure.
to speak on that as well, it's like to bring Dad back into, I mean, he's never left as far as I'm concerned because people are constantly playing his music and that love, like you said, going back into your childhood is still there in your memory. But I mean, like you said, to bring back the shows and the music is great. But how about we do more things like build more museums and build more statues, and because if Jamaica is built on love, rock music and reggae, let's show the tourists our era, our heroes, our laid to rest heroes that built the pathway for reggae music, which includes
Definitely.
Alton Ellis and of course Dennis Brown and people of
Yeah.
those era. I mean, it's not only John Holt that paved the way. He had his friends, and those were his friends because I met with them, and
Yeah.
backstage they were very friendly with each other, and it was a very nice environment.
Hmm.
I feel very blessed that I had that opportunity to rub elbows with Dennis Brown and those kind of men. I mean, it was awesome, and their the way how they dealt with each other was like a family. It was really nice to see. And while we're speaking of that, I have to say big up to Ninja Man because when Dad first passed away, Ninja Man came directly to my family and directly blessed us with something of like we never expected. So Ninja Man, wherever you're there, blessings always.
Yes, definitely.
10 Star touch a very important point. Like most of the artists of yesteryear was not in tune with the business of show.
This
They
is
were
true.
in tune with show business, where get on stage, use a microphone. Because even John Holt, 10 Star, in an interview that I did with him before he passed, he said he had a song by the name of Mirror. If I had a pair
Yeah,
of wings. That
yeah,
was done in 1957. It wasn't
right.
until he got to London in 1961, 62, then he realized that that was a big hit.
Mm,
You understand? So the business of show, I'm
Yes.
so happy
Yes.
that Natty Queen has it under control,
yeah.
and
Yes.
now we can now pave the way. As per the museum, I've heard the Minister of Culture, the Honorable Babsy Grange, spoke a lot of time about it. Instead of having individual museum like Peter Tosh has his own, Bob Marley
Right.
has his own, and so on,
Right.
we
So,
have one big, massive museum for
Let's
reggae music
collaborate.
yes.
and have it under the same umbrella. So I agree with you. It is something that we should look forward to.
Yes.
And also before I turn it over to my co-host, is that reggae music has been losing its vibes in Jamaica. Sad to say.
Mm,
Jamaica is not number one in terms of reggae music, We have lost that position. Remember back in the days we used to go to Tit for Tat or Sombrero nightclub and hear live
mm,
music. You know what I mean? Where you can get in a Barry Salmon or a Dennis Brown live.
mm.
We don't hardly have these things in Jamaica anymore.
Yeah.
So we need to
Yeah.
start bringing back the music to our
Wow.
country,
Yes.
start appreciating it a whole lot more.
I have to say something about that
Yeah.
Mhm.
because, to be honest, I was in Jamaica a few months ago and I went around to a couple of venues, and it was live. And that has been the first time since my father's passing that I've seen a live concert for personal reasons because of my healing process. I hadn't been
Mm,
to a stage show in a while. But when I went there, that's when I was more like prompted to say, wow, this is what Jamaica's doing. But it
mm,
wasn't like a lot of it. It was just piece of here and not as popular. So that's when
mm.
I said, okay, I'm gonna bring voltage night here. I'm gonna bring voltage night to
Brilliant.
Jamaica
Brilliant.
because then I can bring the live entertainment because that was what was fun.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, the backstage was so much fun.
Mm.
Can you imagine what the crowd was like? So I mean, yeah, bringing back live entertainment is a great idea, and I know that the tourists would love it more.
Oh yes, definitely. I think everything needs to be rooted back to Jamaica. I think there needs to be an assignment, a
Yes,
mission, even Voltage Night, which you're talking about.
yes,
How about let's making it an annual affair in
that would be great.
celebration of your
I plan
father?
on
How
it.
about let's talk about getting funding for that?
Exactly.
Yes,
Because if we
funds.
can get tourists to come over to Jamaica to come and
Oh, yes,
you see where
yes,
I'm coming from? Of course, it's going to
absolutely.
pump money back into the country. So
Right,
all I see is win, 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 win.
absolutely, absolutely.
But guess
I
what?
agree.
His birthday is July 11th, which is today.
Hmm.
And it's like in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
So it would be a nice summer festival, even though it's a little close to Sumfest because Sumfest
Oh,
is
yeah.
July 21st to the
Yeah.
23rd or whatever. So we
Hmm.
probably have to ask Natty to think about like what time of the year, it would be good to have voltage night. But as you
Well,
know,
the very
voltage is
first
hot.
voltage night was around my birthday in July. It was actually July 1st.
Oh wow.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean, the idea was initially to do it in July,
The month
and
of July.
the other event that I have, light a candle for your loved one night,
Mm.
was for October. I
Okay,
think, but
in
because I
transition.
wanted to bring something to Jamaica, I said, okay, I'm gonna bring voltage night down.
Right.
I could do light a candle, but that's like really great. But I wanted to start off with this one first. So maybe
Drive
next
some
year,
fire.
yeah, well, next year we'll flip it back to July. That might work as well.
Yeah.
Great, great, great.
Well, I tell you what. I think well, I know it's a great thing that you're doing right now,
Thank you.
and especially because there's more of a bigger mission than just what you're doing for your father.
Right.
What you're actually doing for your father, you're now doing for the whole of Jamaica, like giving
Exactly.
back, which is a great
Right.
thing. That more of us need to be looking into.
Right.
But also, when we
Representation.
we talk of these things, I want to come back. When did you realize your sense of missionship to your father?
Um, it was after he died. Like I mentioned, there was a complete silence, right? And the fame and his, popularity was not an issue. It was my father died. Period. I
Right.
wasn't thinking of, okay, now I need to sing and now I need to do this. It was my father.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Understand?
Sorry.
it took time, and then I met up with someone, and he inspired me because he lost someone, and he spoke of his loved one as if the person was right next to them.
Mm,
And I was puzzled. Like you say, oh, my mom used to, and my mom said, I couldn't utter those words. I
mm,
couldn't say. I was mute, and then so as he continued, he started to say, your father would love it if. He said, no, your father would love it if you do. And he
mm,
had space. And so for the first year of his anniversary, I did a bonfire.
mm,
And I had a bunch of people in the area that I barely knew. There was just support, support, support. They came and they sang, and it was awesome. So I think it was at that point in about 2015 that I
mm,
realized, okay, you know what? I feel good. I
mhm,
feel the presence of my father. I feel that the people love him so much, and they know that love and the love I have for him is there too. So when we're all together, it
mhm.
feels good.
Yeah.
At that point, I realized, okay, I'm going to continue with this, because that was just a simple bonfire.
Mhm,
And then
mhm,
I continued to do it. And then Shack Promotions was always there for me. Any idea I had, they was like, yes, Natty, yes, Natty. It was never a no, they
mhm.
were just into it too.
Yeah.
So I mean, then I had my boyfriend. He was always a great support. I mean, he was always at my side. He was with me
Mm.
during the late nights, so the promotion was real.
Amen.
So yeah, I just kept pushing forth, and it stopped for a couple of years because I was in a waiting period.
Right.
I then realized that I have to help my family. I have daughters, and so
Mm.
my daughters were still in school. So I said, I'm just going to relax a bit. So, but now it's time, because
Ready.
my youngest has graduated,
Amen.
and I have one grandchild at the moment, and it's time. It's time to represent and
Right.
give back to the public and give back to my family, because
Mm.
we've been really hurting. If I can be the strike, if I can be the fire, to start and ignite and let my family know that, listen, dad paved the way. Let's go. Come on, jump on board. Then I'm willing
Right.
to do it. I'm ready.
I think I don't know if Ten Star recognized what she's saying, but she celebrated a birthday in this month as well. Ten Star.
I
Yeah, yeah. But I
She's
think you said the
Cancer.
first, right?
Yeah, she's
No,
Cancer
men's
just
is
like
the
her
fifth.
dad.
The fifth.
The
Hers
5th
is the fifth.
of July.
Yes.
The
Wow.
greatest month on the planet Earth. I was born on the 3rd.
Of
Ha ha.
July.
Ha ha.
Yes, she is the 5th, and John Holt is the 11th.
11th.
Buju
Well,
Banton is the 15th.
Yes.
fifteen.
Popcorn is the 15th. Lady
See
Saw is
there?
the 12th. Tanya Steve is the 2nd. So you see
Right.
how much great people we have.
Born
June,
in
July are the
July.
best month, man. June,
Yeah,
July.
but Nelson Mandela
June,
was born on
July.
the 18th.
All right.
Yeah. So we
Great
are great,
people.
great people. Yeah, we're great,
Mm.
great people.
Big Stone. You
Yes.
know, one of my fondest memories as we speak of birthdays, my birthday is on the 5th of July and Dad's is on the 11th. So it was so wonderful that he would call me this week, you know, like the 5th. And sometimes he'll call me singing, you know, the happy birthday song, or he'll make up something beautiful and he'll just sing to me. And then so the following week, you know, I'll pick up the phone and I'll call him. So it was just really great. And I mean, that was just one fond memory that I just will always remember. And I mean, being that I don't have someone to call now, but I have a friend that I can call on the 11th now and say happy birthday to. So
Of course.
Yes.
yes.
Did John get a chance to see any of your children?
Absolutely. My father, I although he's a celebrity, he's a family man as well. My father adored his grandchildren. He definitely, my daughter is the first of the granddaughters that he grew. As far as he took her outside in the garden because he loved to plant. So he'll walk her outside, he'll hold her. My second daughter as well, he just came right along with them, and then my third, and then my sisters and my brothers have children too. So he was definitely that grandfather. He'll hold them in his belly. Yes, he did. He'll take them to the McDonald's and he'll buy them treats. And oh, he was wonderful. He loves children and he loved his grandchildren. Absolutely, he did. Yeah. Yes, he did.
What is your all-time favorite John Holt?
That's not fair.
I took it from you. I know you was going to ask that question.
No, not even me. I'm thinking there's got to be 1,000,001 different songs that she loves all the way.
I know she has many.
One? Jeez,
but she has to. Because we're going to have to play this special song.
I've got to hear this one.
Well, for the show today, one of my favorite songs is Dr. Love.
Dr. Love, okay.
My dad always said, the whole world needs love. And I know that his songs are of love. So when I heard this song as in my playlist, I said, this one is so beautiful.
Right.
You know, so Dr. Love, yeah, I picked that out as one of my favorites.
Wow.
Well, guess what? Here it is.
Booyaka.
My number is 7609.
Wow.
That's a good one.
I'm telling you.
I have to say,
no, we have to.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Go. I'm telling you. We have to take some questions. A lot of people are blowing up on the chat. So let's go back, because while we were there, we didn't get a chance to big up some people. So let's go from the top. All right, we want to big up Sharon Mango.
Sharon Mango.
Yeah, this is what she had to say.
Bless
yeah,
up.
man. Sharon Mango's up there, and she said Big Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mango.
Yes,
Nicola Catterell, big up Nikki.
Big up because
she's crying.
Love.
And then Beverly said, Nikki Catterell, my sister. Okay. And then we went back to Sharon Mango. And then, boy, some people, SPRB radio, I said, bless up, guys. Other people at the station. Yep. And then we see, I first met the great John Holt through Castor Brown.
Wicked.
Who's Castor Brown 10 star?
Castor Brown was a producer here in the UK. I think he had produced many of the legends here in the UK. You know, he's a giant himself. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Just a second.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
It says John Holt and Freddie McGregor both did the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
They did.
And was it Carleen Davis as well was there, I think? Carleen Davis or someone?
What's Carleen Davis?
Big up Violet Brown, thank you.
And Violet Brown, I said, bless up, Natalie.
One love, bless up.
And she's saying John Holt was one of my favorite singer.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's nice.
Blessing in abundance, Big Stone Television, and everyone on the panel. Militia here,
Thank you.
Blessing,
right, is
wonderful.
saying that. So,
Blessing in
but
abundance, Big Stone.
yeah,
And
man.
everyone on the panel.
Yeah, man. And this she has said the great legend John Holt.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And then Music World and Media saying big up Claude Sinclair and all the Lonesome family.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boy, may I tell you, and then the things start to get hot now and say, I'm hitting 60 now. And my dad made me know John Holt and the Paragons before he went solo in faraway Africa.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then True Born is saying, when I came back to England, I didn't stop buying his works and even have dub plates from him. Stealing and Policing Helicopter, my favorite tunes amongst millions of his monster hits.
Absolutely. Stealing, stealing, stealing. Yeah, love it.
Big Stone.
Yeah.
And then
And the good thing about Stealing, right, was that there was a record label in Jamaica called
Much love, much
Fatters
love.
Burrell.
Big up Norman.
Yeah.
Fatters Burrell, hit it back again.
And then our friend Norman Gentles from Musical Heatwave. Big up yourself, Norman.
Yes.
He said, greeting guys and queen. Enjoying the reasoning. John Holt, a brilliant songwriter and a great ambassador for our music. So a lot of people, yep. And then Nikki saying, put up your hands and dance, Big Stone. Boy, what you hear about? You know what I'm telling you. Then Beverly saying, Big Stone TV, SPRB podcast show. Natalie, you are a beautiful queen.
Thank you. That's so wonderful. Thank you.
Yep. So you see a lot of people. She's saying also it will make you run until you want to hide. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, the song itself. That's a lyric.
Yes. Hurt yourself. Make you want to cry. Yeah.
I'm trying to say. Well, at this part of the song, anybody who wants to ask a question of Natalie, now is the time that you can type it in. I'll put it up on your screen, and you can say anything that you want to say to Natty, loving her father. Because today, as you know, is a special day.
Yes.
I just want Natalie to know that one of my favorite John Holt's, every time I listen to John Holt, is number one on my list. Winter World of Love.
Wow.
The World of Love.
Winter World of Love.
Oh, yes. I know that one.
Love, the days are colder. Don't let me place your hand and lead you to a world. You know my voice. I'm a bathroom singer, but boy, do I love that song.
You have a good radio voice, but boy, the singing part is like me.
He's not sure.
But this is what Sharon Mango has to say. Natty Queen, we share the same birth sign as Big Stone, 10 Star, and myself. So I love you are destined for greatness. I'm a big fan of your dad. May he rest in peace.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Sharon Mango is my fellow presenter on SPRB Radio. My business partner right there, Sharon Mango. Thank you for the question.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Natty, at this time, I know myself and 10 Star has been blabbering our mouth and so on. So feel free if you want to ask us a question about how we feel about your dad or anything like that. Just throw in the question. Our shoulders are broad. We can answer any question.
Okay, well, let's see. Let me think about it.
Start with 10 Star first. Start with him first. So you know what I mean? Oh my God. Start with it first. You might the general, you hear him? General. So you have to,
General.
I'm only big, but he's the general.
Oh,
I hear that.
Talk about throwing me under the bus, right?
Right underneath, on the train.
That's too much. Let's see. Let's think about it. Well, here's a question. If someone in the out there right now is listening. They want to get heard. They have a song. They have something that they want to be played. I, growing up, used to see my father take up his vinyls and, you know, go down to White Plains Road and sell his records directly to the record store, you know, in effort to feed his family and things like that. I imagine that there are some still out there that are just as hungry and want to be played and you know, have something to say. So what would you advise that person out there that's trying to get into the music business, as far as even trying to get their song played on your show, your radio show?
Well, I run a podcast, which is, you know, all cameras and all that kind of stuff, and I use StreamYard as well to get my show onto YouTube. Initially, we were using Zoom, but I found out very quickly it was time to move on from that onto a slightly bigger platform. I've always believed that music should be played according to its merit. Yeah. Now, the music fits the criteria, whatever it is, then have it played or supported or in any which way possible. The actual platform that I have is more of a conversation-based show that we do, you know, to give people their flowers, allow them to, you know, tell their story in the best way possible, and to allow them to realize that there's other people out there that actually rate what they do. So that's what my platform is for. More of a conversation base. However, I'm now realizing that we can play one or two songs as part of that, you know, and I'm actually using my platform now. At some point, we are going to be highlighting more music as well as talking, you know, on our platform. So that's what we're going to be doing. For me, it's more of a mission-based thing, because what I realize is that there's a lot of artists who really do have talent, but not being heard, you know, and I'm on a mission to find out who those people are. And I'm on a mission to showing who they are on a slightly bigger platform, you know what I mean? So that people can be aware of them, you know?
Exactly.
And that's my mission, you know, because we're fast losing our footing one way or the other. To be perfectly honest, not straying too far away from your question, I'm actually holding a conversation on Saturday with quite a few people in the industry, and it's not going to be an isolated conversation. We're having a conversation about the industry. What are we doing wrong and what do we need to do right? So I want it to be more of a solution-based conversation. And the question that you just asked me, all that is on the table.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. Because the industry, it does need to be addressed. Let's see it like that. It does need to be addressed.
I am not a big fan of payola, by the way. I hate it, hate it, hate it. There's got to be another way forward.
Of what? I didn't hear you. You're not a fan
payola,
of
payola.
Payola. Okay.
Well,
pay to play.
That's when you pay the disc jockey to play your music.
Payola. Yeah.
They call it the payola system. But you noticed something a while ago, Natty, right? He was reluctant to be first, but once you gave him that position, things started just nyam it up and
he took control.
Listen, time waits for no one, my brother.
I'm trying to tell you, the guy did everything. Beverly Notes is saying Bonnie Strikerly and Jeanette Holt did a fantastic tribute, also with Owen Gray. Do you know anything about that 10-star?
No, I haven't actually seen the tribute by them at the moment. No.
Okay, one more thing. Nikki Cottrell said, "I never ever want to be in love with anyone but you. Love you, ain't you? Love you, ain't you? Love you till the world stops." I ain't no John Old.
I don't,
We got it.
wait. Natty Queen, who said he couldn't sing earlier?
He did. I was saying the same thing.
And then musical heat wave. Now, when did you realize how huge your dad is? And did he know how much he was loved by the world? That's a question for you, Natty.
Okay, well, it was when we visited back Jamaica with my father for the first time after we migrated to the States. And we noticed that the public awareness was there. I mean, people were approaching him and, asking for this and that. And he was taking us to studio, and he knew all of the people, like, people were playing on the radio, for example, like, Ninja Man or Beanie Man. That was the era then. So we would hear them, and then to see them and then to know that dad knew them as children, we were in awe. We was like, wow, So it was at a young age. We were probably around 9 or so, 10, and previous to that, we always tried to sing his songs and sing them for him in concerts. And I don't think I knew how much the world loved Dad until he died. Because of the outpour of love I didn't know existed. And it was from restaurants to friends to, people who knew that I lived in a neighborhood or something like that. They would just come by, and every word was just so needed. So needed. It was just like a drop in the bucket that was just, slowly deteriorating my pain. It just touched me each time gently and brushed it off. All of the pain is still there, but honestly, it's dealing now. So it was then that we realized how much Dad was really loved. It was amazing.
Okay. Now, my time for you to ask me a question. I see 10 Star gone like you want to ask him another question.
No, sir. Your turn.
No. It's my turn now, man. Can this beautiful lady ask me a question, 10 Star, please?
Of course she can.
All right. Madam Natty Queen, could you ask me a question before my friend take away the thing? Ask me a question.
Okay, let me think of a question.
Now she got to think of it, you see?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. In relations to that, well, I know for sure that although my father was a performer, he definitely enjoyed doing jingles. He definitely enjoyed the little small commercials now and then, because when he'll come home from off of a trip, he'll come home and tell us about it and say, oh, they called. And he was quite excited. I remember something about like a Red Stripe commercial or something similar. So Mr. Big Stone, if you know that there's some sort of talent out there, because I'm interested in bringing, the up and coming people to the limelight. Let them have a chance as well, So if there is some sort of talent out there that has that creativity to write a jingle, say even for your show, something cute or neat, as an opening, how can you guide them, into making something that will suit any platform other than yours?
Wow. That's a pretty easy question. I'm glad you didn't tough it up like 10 Star question was tough up. It's simple. It's right. It's a breeze. I've been doing this for almost 30 years. So it's a breeze.
Great.
All right. Let me tell you a little bit about me. And it's going to be in 1.5 minutes. I started my career about 30 years ago. And I used to love motivational speakers. See, when I got to the United States, I suddenly found out that I was Black. And I started to learn about myself, my Blackness, who I am, what is my purpose. And when I found out what my purpose was, it told me that I had to come back to Jamaica. So I started a talent extravaganza way before Digicel and all the other people that came. I started a talent exposure. And during my time in the early 90s, I met some very interesting people. I met a young man in 1993. His name was Sheldon Campbell.
Okay.
The world now knows him as Turbulence the Future. So I'm very happy to know that I was the first person to actually put a microphone in his hand and says, hey, kid, you got a talent. Come on my show. You can do the best you can do. And let me tell you, Turbulence has never failed to
Yes.
deliver.
Yes.
It's after it's after it's after it's. A matter of fact, we're doing a show come next Wednesday, July 19th, where he is the main attraction in a place known as Redwood in Lindsay. So I'm going to be the host for that event as well. Plus, he has a Black Conscious Thursday every last Thursday in a month. In every month, he has a Black Conscious Thursday, and I'm the host of that. So, Turbulence the Future. Sheldon Campbell, big up yourself wherever you are.
Yes.
Then I met another young man when he was 16. His name is Greg Nesbitt, or he's known to the world as Nesbitt.
Nesbitt, right.
My dream.
Yeah.
So in 1998, when Nesbitt entered my talent competition, he walked away with 5, including the top prize of the best performer of the night. He walked away with most talented, most lyrical, best dressed, best performer, and he won the
Cleaned
title.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
And recently now, he has been, immortalized because the opposition leader, who is the member of parliament for his constituency, which is in Arnett Garden, has built a massive billboard sign with Nesbitt photograph on it. And it is so, I'm so happy to know that one can get his roses when he's still alive.
Exactly.
If you understand where I'm coming from. So Nesbitt, anywhere you are, big up yourself. And I just have to see if I can find it and showcase it to the world. It's a nice billboard. If anyone can see it. You see it?
Yeah. Keep it there. Yeah.
Look at this.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right. And this is stand, as you can see. And this stand right there in Zimbabwe in Arnett Garden.
Wow.
And it says, South St. Andrew salutes Nesbitt for his excellence in arts and music.
Yeah.
So I'm extremely proud to know that what I have done 25, 30 years ago is bearing fruit now. And I intend to work with you, Natty Queen.
Oh, that's great.
to facilitate you in your voltage exposure, where you want to give back to young entertainer, like how your father won a talent competition.
Yes, he
and
did.
you want to give back to Jamaica. So we, myself and you and 10 Star, we join at the hip, right? Them can't escape it, you know. We join at the hip, so you're not going.
No escape, right?
I'm a brother this, 10 Star, I'm a brother, so you can't escape.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Sounds like a plan.
Of course. All right. So, we've been on for a long time now. We've been on for 1 hour and 23 minutes. Can you imagine that?
Wow. Time flies. We've been having a good time on the show.
So, 10 Star, any question you want to ask Natty Queen? Shoot, my brother.
Well, I just want to say, what you're doing is, I just really want to encourage you to keep on keeping on, I, like yourself, lost my father, and the pain a lot of the time is still as raw as ever. I go through my moments where I just don't want to hear no music, no nothing. I go to my place of silence and I just take in that vibration that I'm taking it from. And I just want to encourage you, even though we learn to cope and we never heal from it really per se, what keeps us going is exactly what you're doing. You found your mission, your niche now is like to continually push your father's music, right? Because we must never forget the great John Holt'S. And even if anybody has that inkling of a thought to, forget about John Holt, I know that Natty Queen just kicks in with her thing and
trust
you
me.
know what I mean? Hit them with the right correction, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Trust me. Yeah. The representation is back. It's real. Yeah. Trust me.
And I just want to encourage you. I know your brother too. He's been doing some, singing a lot of the John Holt songs. And
yes, my brother has.
You're doing some great things.
I'm very proud of my brother.
Yeah.
My brother has pushed against a lot of odds and he has been leading the way. And, I mean, I'm so, you know, in awe of his bravery. You know, he's doing really good.
Yeah,
Congratulations to him. Yes.
yeah. And I want to congratulate you also in fighting for your father's music. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Ensuring it stays in the family.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to ask you the obvious question. If there's anybody just like yourself whose father is in the music business and they haven't got their business thing sorted out, what would you advise them at this point
At
so
this
that they
point,
don't have to go through what you went through?
well, well, I will give you them the advice of this. Get your plans in your mind first. Consult with God, of course, because God is who puts those thoughts and dreams in your mind. And write it down. You understand? If it's something real, you're going to remember it and go back to it. And then if it's that same dream and thought, then it's real. Push for it. You keep revisiting it, revisiting it. It's for a reason. Push for it. So, my advice is to not give up. You can't give up. Even if you take a break, like I did, like like a thinking process, a hiatus almost, but you have to get back on it, because if you feel like you have a mission and your purpose is real, prosper it and manifest it, and you'll see the fruits bear from your hard work.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Wow.
Amen. Don't
Wow.
give up. Don't
yeah,
give up. Keep going. You'll see
yeah.
it.
I just want to say, right, again, I have to big up my sister, Nikki Cottrell,
Yes, cousin.
or Cottrell, if you want to call her,
Cultural, yes, cousin.
because she is so much in love with you, Natty Queen, and she wants the best for you. And today, I must say, you shine as the brightest star in the sky.
Oh, that's such
You
an
are,
honor, Big Stone. Thank
it
you.
is simply, am I lying, 10 star?
Yeah,
It's she's simple.
you're bang on. You're 150% correct.
I'm
Thank you
telling you,
so
you're
much,
simply
Star.
amazing.
That's
All
awesome.
right. And I know wherever your dad is in Zion right now, he's proud of you. You're a beautiful woman, very attractive. Continue
Thank
to
you.
work. You're very intelligent. You're articulate. And that is all of the tributes that came to your father. And of course,
Absolutely.
Valerie.
Yeah.
Valerie, you can't left out mommy.
That's
Mommy
right,
played an
mommy.
integral role with that too. So I'm not left out Valerie.
No,
Then
sir.
so so I wanna really commend you for that.
Thank
Um,
you.
this is what Nikki's saying. I'm so proud of my cousin Natty Queen.
I
That's
love
what
your
she said.
cousin. I love you.
Okay. So I don't know who has the last word, but you know the last word belongs to
Well,
me.
it's
I
gonna
feel me.
be
That's
it's
pretty
gonna
much
be
I
it.
the
feel
big man,
yeah, man, I
the
feel me
real
sure,
big
but
stone.
yeah, but I throw it over to you in closing, 10 star. What do you want to say in the final moments to your fans and everyone and what they can expect from you coming up in the near future?
Who was that to me?
Yeah, but that's you.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
the question was in our final moments, right?
yeah, yeah.
What do you want to tell your fan base from SPRB Radio Podcast? What's coming up this weekend? What to expect in the future?
Okay.
And
Thank you. Well, let me just thank you first and foremost for even considering to have me on your phenomenal show.
Wonderful.
It's always a pleasure. I always say, and I really have to say this before the show ends, that Jamaica right now is blessed to have Big Stone in their presence. The amount of
Yes.
things that you've done for so many
Yes.
artists,
Yes.
I tell you, I've known so many of the legends and the icons over the years,
Yes. Big
right?
Stone.
And one of my good friend them too. I'm gonna mention his name on here. Purple Man. Me and Purple Man used to talk, I'm not gonna go too deep into that discussion, but for you to be able to bring Yellow Man to actually
I see that.
represent and to see that, is a joy.
Hmm.
You know what
Yes.
I mean? To see
Yes.
what you did for Purple Man and the family, not just Purple Man, but everybody who you've represented. I must also mention this lady that, her house got flooded out. I keep
oh,
forgetting her name.
She's Beverly Sterling. She's deceased now.
Beverly Sterling, what you did for
Oh,
Beverly Sterling, to see her go from where she was to this glorious
wow.
person just before she died, just as she hit the big one, she passed away. But it was nice to see that she rose out of her slumber to get to where she was. And I
Wow.
I
just
have to,
know that.
yeah, I
Yeah?
have to real quickly. I have to also big up because the glory is now on mine. I have to
Yeah.
big up Richie Stevens and of
Ah,
course Little Lenny because
Nicolette, that's right.
they were very instrumental in writing that new song. Thank you God for what you've done for me.
That's
It's a
right.
Bob Marley real. So
Well, all that is part of the glory. That all that's
yeah.
part of the glory, and it all
right. That
came together
comes.
nicely. You
Yes.
see, unless we show real, genuine love in this society today, we're actually like it's almost like jumping out of an aeroplane without a parachute. We're all doomed for failure. So I always say we have to just keep together as a unit. This week, I'm actually doing a show which has Chuck Fender, Mineral Boss, Sly Dunbar, quite a few people is going to be on it, myself, Sharon Mango, and we're talking about the music business, you know, for all the things that Natty Queen had to fight for. Why do you have to fight for all that kind of stuff when things should be in place? And if things are not in place, there should be people out there who's going to say to these artists who are making so much money, they should know that, you know, these artists haven't got their business set out straight.
Wow.
You cannot be in the industry and be oblivious to what's going on around you, especially if you're working closely with certain people in the industry.
Yeah.
It's not when people pass on, it's a matter of if or not they fight for it before they get it.
Should be
These
already
things should be
there.
in place already. You see where I'm coming from?
Right.
So my discussion on Saturdays is solution based. It's all about how can we come together? How can we stop fighting each other? How can we ensure that everybody's covered with their intellectual and, you know, royalties and publishing and you name it? Because I've seen too many people in tears, you
Yeah.
know. When they
Yes.
hear their music played, they're in tears. And they're in tears because they didn't make a penny. And they should be living the life of Riley. And they're not. So something has to change. Before I enter into my grave, I just want to know that I had these discussions and I did try to bring people together. And I know me and Sharon Mango believe in the same thing. I'm very, very passionate about this. So I'm going to get my teeth into it. As a matter of fact, Big Stone is going to be part of that discussion
Wonderful.
on Saturday. So please join us.
You notice you see I'm just sneaky now on the palm, you know. You see it though, you're not telling you Natty. You see
You're already on the
all the
flyer, my
picture.
brother.
You get that?
News to him.
Yes, Big
Okay, so
Stone
we're
is the
gonna
man.
turn it now. Natty Queen, it's your turn.
I tell you
What do you
what,
want to
Big
say?
Stone, turn off my mic because from we start talking, you know.
No man, we ain't talk about man. Hey, remember feel we show this, you know. It's not about a big stone thing, it's with a feel we thing. Or you mean turn off your mic. You mad? Yeah, go on
Yes,
now,
sir.
Natty, go on now.
Okay, well, I do have to say thank you so much, Big Stone, for having me here. This is a historical moment for me. This is our very first time. Dad always wanted us to be a part of his show business life, but at the same time, he always pushed for us to be educated individuals. So that's something that I grasped onto as far as the education part of it goes. Moving forward, I'm going to now dive into the musical aspect of my bloodline and encourage others to be a part of Voltage Night. You know, there is a minimum because, you know, I can't have the whole island on the show. So I'm encouraging others to do stuff like to join with me on Voltage Night. It's possible that I'll be doing some hosting of some parties. I, you know, plan on singing a few of my dad's catalogs During the hosting period, however, studio is another situation that I'm thinking of. But as far as right now, you can look forward to a few little parties, a few little things like that, parties with a purpose. We're going to bring the light a candle for your loved one back around as well, because there are so many people hurting. And I really believe that if we can have even just one day that the world or whoever is joining with me to light a candle, that'll be great. That'll be a phenomenal thing. And the heavens would shine down on something like that. You know what I mean? As a representation to their family members. You could definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to be doing some charity events pretty soon. We're going to be starting our official John Holt Foundation. That's going to be coming up pretty soon as well. I just thank the public for being patient with us. As I was speaking to someone, it looks spooky, but it's not spooky no more. Okay.
All right. Well, guess what? This is the moment now. I'm going to put everybody on the panel on the spot.
Oh, boy.
Now we're going to join together and sing Happy Birthday to John Holt.
Beautiful.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
birthday, oh Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, he's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow that nobody can deny. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hold on. There's a remix. Me say happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Blah, blah, blah.
I tell you what, I tell you what, Big Stone, Natty Queen is as crazy as me and you. He's part of the crazy family now.
Welcome to the club, though, Natty.
I'm ready. This is great.
All right, I just want to say, in closing, I want to thank my co-host, 10-Star General, for doing such a remarkable job. We didn't plan this. I just dragged him into it late last night and just stick him up at gunpoint with an M16, an AK-47, and 3 revolvers.
Area.
And when he heard John Holt, him just surrendered and said, "Boy, I have to do it. Yeah. And then when he heard beautiful Natty Queen, a matter of fact, I have to tell Natty Queen this. You see that beautiful poster that you see with the graphics and so on? Guess who you think did it? It's not me. 10-Star. 10-Star.
Nice.
I'm going to big him up for
That's
that.
very nice. You did a great job.
Well, I know. Guess what?
Thank you.
Guess what time me call him? 1 o'clock theme time.
I said, what kind of time you call this? And you want me to do flyer at this time? You know what time it is, right?
Hear him now, no? Well, Big Stone, only I try you, you know. Only you can get me if you do them things, you know. My school, you know, but if you can't school, the way, man, Big Stone, I tell you, you know.
Make me a smile like Cheshire Cat.
For real, gentlemen, it's been such a pleasure being here with you guys.
Yeah, man. So I just want to thank you, 10-Star, for at the last moment, man. You did a remarkable job as my co-host, and I'm looking forward to doing this again with you many times. And to you, Natty. Oh, you were you're the perfect guest. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you was just what you call it, a starlight. You just flicker and you shine so brightly, and you were so beautiful, and your presentation. And another thing, 10-Star, you notice how your microphone work? We had problems with 10-star microphone, and I can't believe it. I said myself, not even one
It's
glitch.
gonna be my
Not one.
miracle holy
We're good.
water.
You
Oh,
threw some
no.
holy water upon it.
I know exactly what it was now. I know exactly what it was. You see, the minute Natty Queen came on and she started smiling, everything
Clear.
just worked
Everything
out
fixed
fine.
up.
That's all it was.
I believe it, I have that effect.
Yes.
Wow.
And I tell you what, I would love to have you on a guest on our platform with me and
Most
Sharon
definitely.
Mango. We'd love to
Not a
interview
problem.
you about your mission and thing, you know?
Great. Is that for
Yeah.
me? Big
You
Smoke.
and Natty Queen, yeah.
Oh, I would love to. Yes, absolutely. That would be great. We can talk after the
Of
show.
course.
Definitely.
Not a
We'd love
problem.
to have you on. Big Stone, thank you for having me also. It's been an absolute pleasure to be in the midst of royalty. You know,
Oh my
and
God.
to know that, you know, the John Holt's legacy continues through his children,
Yes.
you know, which is there was a reason why he wanted you to be educated, because there's going to come a time when, you know, Natty
This
Queen
time
has
will
to
come.
kick in and
This
pick up
time
from
will
where
come.
he left off. Yeah.
That's right.
The fire never burns, it burns through you now, you know. So, and it'd be a pleasure to be part of your journey too, you know what I mean?
Wow. Wow. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That would be an honor to have.
Well, nobody's going to leave. Yeah,
Go
nobody's
ahead,
going to
Big
leave the
Stone.
set when we close. Nobody's going to leave the set because we're going to talk after we close up. But I just want to say to all the people, the hundreds of people that we didn't get a chance to say hello to, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so
tuning
much.
in. Share this video. It will be live. It will stay up on YouTube forever. So you all, if you joined us late, you can always go back to the beginning and see. There were a few glitches here. I thought it was maybe the internet and so on. We apologize for those, but everything else went picture perfect.
Yeah.
And I want to thank both of you all. I don't know how to thank you enough for the amount of time and the amount of work that we put into getting the show and getting it right. You all have been a blessing. I could not have done it without you, our 10-star. And of course, we could not have done it without you, Natty Queen. We wish you all the best. We love you here at Big Stone Records. And I know SBRB Radio Podcast love you just the same.
Yeah,
so
I love
much.
you guys back.
I
Much
can't
blessings.
leave without giving Natty my salute.
Blessings.
Double salute. See, that double salute for you two.
Double.
Yeah, let's just do the double salute. First time ever.
Thank you.
Big
First
Stone
time
TV.
ever. Yeah, double salute. Take care of yourself, and thank you all to the fans that join in with all your questioning and everything. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Mickey said Big Stone to the world.
Yeah.
And if it's a 10-star to the world, you may not take it all for myself.
No,
Yeah,
don't
say,
give up that. No,
yo, Nicky,
Big Stone. Big Stone.
Nicky, you have to write 10-star to the world. Me now come off and let's write 10-star.
No, Big Stone. Keep
No,
it
no, 10-star. It's a historical moment for real. Yeah, but Nicky, you have to put 10-star to the world. Me now come off and let's write that. Come, Nicky, we are wait. 10.
Big Stone, man.
No, I'm not 10-star.
Nicky.
Put in the 10-star to the world. No, sir, me now come off and here. No, sir. See it, you know. You think more than catch you. 10-star, you know.
Thank you, Nicky Cockerell. Thank you.
Big up.
She's in London too, you know. Nicky's in London, you know, 10-star.
How is she?
Yeah, man,
So
she a big.
Nicola is my London sister then.
Yes,
Yeah, man, but guess what? No, she a big singer, you know, but she a hide, you know. So one of them the other way going to kidnap her.
Okay, so you have to expose her to the world.
Yeah, man, she have a wicked voice, may I tell you, man.
Nice.
Oh. So, Nicky, you can run, but you can't hide. I love you all. Thank you so much for such a wonderful show.
Blessings.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.